Chapter 32. In the quest of Guru and God, fasting disapproved. In this chapter, Hemadpant describes two things. First one, how Baba met his Guru in the woods and through him God. And the second one, how Baba made one Mrs. Gokhale, who had woke up her mind to fast for 3 days, eat puran poli. Preliminary. In the beginning, Hemadpant describes the samsara, that is the visible world, by the allegory of Ashwatha tree, which has in the physiology of Gita roots above and below branches. Its branches are spread downwards and upwards and are nourished by the gunas, and its sprouts are the object of the senses. Its root leading to actions are extended downwards to this world of men. Its form cannot be known in this world, nor its end, its beginning, nor its support. Cutting the Ashwatha tree of strong roots with the sharp weapon of non-attachment, one should seek the path beyond, trading which there is no return. For traversing the path, the help of a good guide, that is a guru, is absolutely necessary. However learned a man may be, however deep his studies of Vedas and Vedangas may be, he cannot go to the destination safely. If the guide be there to help him and show him the right path, he would avoid the pitfalls and the wild beasts on the journey, and everything will be smooth sailing. Baba's experience in this matter, the story which he gave out himself, is really wonderful, which when attended to will give you faith, devotion and salvation. The quest. Once 4 of us were studying religious scriptures and other books and thus were enlightened. We began to discuss the nature of the Brahman. One of us said that we should raise the self by the self and not depend on others. To this the second replied that who controls the mind is blessed. We should be free from our thoughts and ideas, and there is nothing in this world without us. The third said that the world is always changing. The formless is eternal, and so we should discriminate between the unreal and the real. And the fourth, Baba himself, urged that bookish knowledge is worthless and added, let us do our prescribed duty and surrender our body, mind and 5 pranas to the Guru's feet. Guru is God, all-pervading. To get this conviction, strong, unbounded faith is necessary. Discussing in this wise, we 4 learned men began to ramble through the woods in the quest of God. The 3 wanted to make the quest with their free and unaided intellect. On the way to Vanjari, a man who trades in certain such as grains, etc. by carrying on a bullock cart, met us and asked us, "It is hot now, and where, how far are you going?" "To search the woods," we replied. He inquired, "On what quest are you bound?" We gave him an ambiguous and evasive reply. Seeing us rambling aimlessly, he was moved and said, "Without knowing the woods fully, you should not wander at random. If you want to walk through the forest and jungles, you should take a guide with you. Why do you exert yourself unnecessarily at this sultry noon time? You may give out to me your secret quest. Still you can sit down, eat bread, drink water, take rest and then go. Be always patient at heart." Though he woke up so tenderly, we disregarded his request and marched on. We thought that we were self-constrained men and needed nobody's help. The woods were vast and trackless. The trees therein grew so close and tall that the sun rays could not penetrate them. So we lost our way and wandered here and there for a long time. Ultimately, through sheer luck, we came back to the place from where we started. The Manjari met us again and said, "Relying on your own cleverness, you missed your way. A guide is always necessary to show us the right path in small or great matters. No quest can be successfully carried on an empty stomach. Unless God wills it, no one meets on the other way. Do not discard offers of food. Served dishes should not be thrust away. Offers of bread and food should be regarded as auspicious signs of success." Saying this, he began to offer us food and asked us to be calm and present. Again, we did not like his hospitality and discarded his offer and went away. Without doing any quest and without taking any food, we began to move out. So obstinate were they. I was hungry and thirsty. I was moved with the Vanjari's extraordinary love. We thought ourselves very learned, but we were quite strangers to pity and kindness. The Vanjari was quite an illiterate and unqualified fellow and began of a low caste. Still he had the love in his heart and asked us to eat the bread. In this way, he who loves us disinterestedly is really enlightened, and I thought acceptance of this hospitality was the best beginning of getting knowledge. So very respectfully, I accepted the loaf of bread offered, ate it and drank it. Then the Guru at once came and stood before us. "What was the dispute about?" he asked, and I told him everything that had happened. He said, "Would you like to come with me? I will show you what you want. But he alone who believes in what I say will be successful." The others did not agree to what he said and left him. But I bowed to him reverently and accepted his dictum. Then he took me to a well, tied me with a rope, and hung me head down and feet up from a tree near the well. I was suspended 3 feet above the water, which I could not reach with my hand. nor could it go into my mouth. Suspending me in this manner, he went away. No one knew where. After 10 or 12 gatikas, that is 4 to 5 hours, he returned and taking me out, quickly asked me how I fared. In bliss supreme, I was. How can a fool like me answer the Guru, much pleased with me, drew me near him, and stroking my body with his hand, kept me with him. He took care of me tenderly as a mother bird does to her younger ones. He put me in a school. How beautiful it was. Then I forgot my parents. All my attachment was snapped and I was liberated easily. I thought I should embrace his neck and remain staring at him always. If his image was not fixed in my pupil, I would like better to be blind. Such was the school, no one who entered it and could return empty handed. My Guru became my all in one, my home, property, mother, father, everything. All my senses left their places and concentrated themselves in my eyes, and my sight was centered on him. Thus, my Guru, the sole object of my meditation, I was conscious of none else. While meditating on him, my mind and intellect were stunned, and I was thus to keep quiet and bow to him in silence. There are other schools where you go altogether different spectacle. The disciples go there to seek knowledge and spend their money, time and labor, but ultimately they have to repent. The Guru there boasts of secret knowledge and the straightforwardness. He takes a show of his sacredness and holiness, but his own words do not touch the disciples' heart and they are not convinced. So far as self-realization is concerned, he has none. How can such schools be of any use to the disciples and how can they be benefited? The master mentioned above was of different type. By his grace, realization flashed upon him of itself without effort or study. I had not to seek anything, but everything became clear to me as broad daylight. The Guru alone knows how the tipsy-topsy suspension with head down and feet up can give happiness. Among the four, one was a karmata, that is ritualistic, who only knew how to observe and abstain from certain rites. The second was a jnani, who was puffed with the pride of knowledge. And the third was a bhakta, who surrendered completely to God, believing that he was the sole doer. When they were all discussing and arguing, the question of God turned up and depending on the unaided knowledge, went in search of him. Sai, who was discrimination and dispassion incarnate, was one of the four. Being himself Brahman incarnate, some may ask, why did he mix with them and act foolishly? He did this for attaining the good of the public and setting them an example as follows. Though an incarnation himself, he respected low Vanjari by accepting his food with the firm faith that food is Brahman, and showed them, those who rejected the Vanjari's hospitality and offer, were conferred how it was impossible to get jnana without a guru. The Stuti, that is Tatriya Upanishad, exhorts us to honor and worship mother, father, preceptor, and to study the sacred scriptures. They are the means of purifying our mind, and unless the purification is effected, self-realization is not possible. Neither the senses nor the mind and intellect reach the self. Modes of proof, such as perception and interference, will help us in this matter. It is the grace of the Guru that counts. The objects of our life, such as dharma, artha, and kama, are attainable with our efforts, but the fourth, that is moksha, can only be helped with the help of a Guru. In the darbar of Sai Baba, many personalities appeared and played their part. Astrologers come and give their predictions, princes, noblemen, ordinary and poor men, sannyasi, yogi, songsters, and other comfort darshan. Even a mahar, that is outcast, comes and asks the johar a salutation. Says the Sai is the Mai Bap, that is the true parents, who will do away with our rounds of birth and death. So many others, such as jugglers, godalis, the blind and the lame, Nanpantis, dancers, and other players come and give suitable reception. Bidding his own time, the Vanjaris also appeared and played the part assigned to him. Let us now revert to the other story, fasting and Mrs. Gokhale. Baba never fasted himself, nor did he allow others to do so. The mind of the faster is never at ease. Then how can he attain this Paramatma, that is the goal of life? God is not attainable on an empty stomach. First, the soul has to be appeased. If there is no moisture of food in the stomach and nutrition, with the eye should we see God? With what tongue should he describe his greatness, and with what ear should we hear the same? In short, when all our organs get the proper nutrition and are sound, we can practice devotion and other sadhanas to attain God. Therefore, neither fasting nor overeating is good. Moderation in diet is really wholesome both to the body and the mind. One Mrs. Gokhale came to Shirdi with the introductory letter from Mrs. Kashibai Kanetkar, a devotee of Baba, to Dada Khelkar. She came to Baba with the determination to sit at Baba's feet observing a 3-day fast. The day previous, Baba said to Dada Khelkar that he would not allow his children to starve during the Shimga, that is the holy holidays, and that if they had to starve. Why was he there? Next day, when the woman went with Dada Kelkar and sat at Baba's feet, Baba's once said to her, "Where is it necessary to fast? Go to Dabat's house, prepare the dish of Puran Poli, that is wheat rotis with gram flour and jaggery, a type of sugar. Feed his children and yourself too." Shimla holidays were on. Mrs. Kelkar was then in her menses and there was nobody to cook in Dabat's house. So Baba's advice was very timely. Then Mrs. Gokhale had to go to Dabat's house and prepare the dish as directed. She cooked that day, fed others and herself. What a good story, and how beautiful is its import. Baba's Sarkar, that is master. Baba gave a story of his boyhood as follows. When I was a youngster, I was in search of bread and went to Bidgaon. There I got embroidery work. I worked hard, sparing no pains. The employer was very pleased with me. Three other boys worked before me. The first got 50, the second got 100, and the third got 150. And I was given the twice of this amount, that is 600. After seeing my cleverness, the employer loved me, praised me, and honored me with a full dress, turban for the head, and a shell for the body. I kept his dress intact without using it. I thought that what a man gives does not last long, and it is always imperfect. But what my Sarkar, that is God, gives lasts to the end of time. No other gift from any man can be compared to his. Sarkar says, "Take, take," but everybody comes to me and says, "Give, give." Nobody attends carefully to the meaning of what I say. My Sarkar's treasury, that is the spiritual wealth, is full. It is overflowing, I say. Dig out and take away the wealth in cartloads, and the blessed son of the true mother should fill himself with this wealth. The skill of my fakir, the relas of the Bhagwan, and the aptitude of the Sarkar is quite unique. What about me? Body will mix with earth, breathe with air. This time won't come again. I go somewhere, sit somewhere. The hard Maya troubles me much. Still, I feel always anxiety for my friend. He who does anything will reap its fruits, and he who remembers these words of mine will get invaluable happiness. Bo to Sri Sai, peace be to all.